I can never come to you guys on a regular time that I plan to actually come to you guys, but nonetheless, thank you for joining me on another edition of Against the Odds Betting. As always, I'm your host, Spider. You can find me on YouTube for free picks, normally Monday to Friday, at AgainstTheOddsBetting in your search bar. On Instagram, for my personal picks that I'll be betting personally throughout the course of the week. You can sign up for $20 a week. If you don't win on your first day, you do get your $20 back, and you still get to keep your free access for the entire week. You can find me, you can hit me up in person or on Instagram at AgainstTheOddsBetting_picks, right? Tonight, starting out, as always, as you guys come in, please leave a like, a comment. Feel free to subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment, though, because that definitely do help the algorithm, helping YouTube get our video out there as well, right? First matchup tonight that we're looking at, we have the in terms of teams, right? In terms of teams, because this is one of the games that's starting at 7:10. So hopefully anybody that's watching that's betting on the sports book will actually do have time to actually put their ticket in, right? So we do have the Brooklyn Nets. Don't mind me, guys. I'm actually rambling to my notes, as always. Trying to make sure that, as always, we give you guys the right information. So we do have the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Detroit Pistons. Brooklyn coming in so far 14-15 on the season versus Detroit Pistons, which are 2-27. So right now, Detroit Pistons, they're tied in the NBA for the most losing record for a team. If they lose tonight, they would actually be number one in the NBA for the most consecutive games that they actually have lost. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though Brooklyn is 14-15 on the season so far, they have done a really good job in terms of covering and stuff like that. And they're facing a Detroit team that Detroit do put up a good effort. You can't fault them for effort or anything like that. But I think that they're in tanking mode. You feel me? Trying to get better lottery picks for the upcoming draft and stuff like that. Same thing with the San Antonio Spurs and a couple other teams in the league. But I don't see no reason why the Brooklyn Nets. We're talking about Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie. You probably can look at it. His assists for tonight as well. Cam Johnson as well to go out there and make actually some good plays. So I do like Brooklyn to lead Detroit to the most consecutive losses in the NBA. So on that one, I'm siding with the Brooklyn Nets in terms of a lean, right? The Rockets, we see the Rockets versus Indiana. Now, this is probably one of my favorite plays on the board so far, because the Rockets so far on the season, they are, just want to make sure I get everything right for you guys. The Rockets are actually, 10 or 11-2 at home. They play one of their better defensive at home, right? And not only that, Indiana Pacers don't play much defense at all. So they run and gun and try to outscore you as best as possible. But with Udoka in Houston, as you can see, they changed their format in terms of how they play. Basically, if you're on the Rockets, you don't play defense, you don't rebound, and you don't run back in transition, you look at any players, they will not be playing as much minutes in the next game. They will be sitting. So therefore, you get maximum effort from Houston at home. So we're looking at Houston -2.5. I think the line to move to 3, but I'm still taking that for the Houston Rockets to beat Indiana. And now, it's not like Indiana is a bad team or anything like that, but they just have not been playing well, right? Especially on the road, right? They're losing games that you would think that they should win, right? But they're just not doing it. So we're not going to try. Well, at least for me. Remember, all the picks I'm giving you, I'm not giving you any locks or anything. These are just plays that I like in particular. So feel free if you want to fade the picks or if you do want to ride with me, right? So as I said, in terms of those, the Brooklyn Nets over Detroit Pistons, I should see no reason why Brooklyn don't beat them tonight. Also, Houston Rockets beating Indiana, should see no reason why. And don't get me wrong, it might be a close game coming all the way down to the wire, but with the Rockets defense and Indiana not playing enough defense, the Rockets should be able to pull that one out. Now, everybody know about John Morant coming back. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they on like a 3-game winning streak. Of course, with him coming back, the NBA, of course, makes sure that they had enough wins so they can sell some tickets. That's just my opinion, right? Now, they going back up against the Pelicans tonight, which is our home. They did beat the Pelicans in their last matchup. But if you do look at the game, the Pelicans was actually up by like 22 points, right? Going into half or something like that. So they was pretty much beating the shit out of them. But for whatever reason, Ja Morant came back. You know, he did Ja Morant things, and they actually got the win in that one. Now, I don't see the same thing happen. I think that the Pelicans have more so a revenge in their heart, trying to stop Ja Morant from embarrassing them again. So I definitely like the Pelicans minus the 7.5 in terms of a spread, but I'm definitely taking the Pelicans on the money line just for sure. And the Pelicans are 17-3 on the season. Memphis is 9-19. They're not going to win every game, not because they win 3 games in a row. I don't think that, there's a lot of people that's going to be on them because they're a home dog and they think like Ja Morant is going to come out and do whatever. Not saying he can't, but I'm trusting the Pelicans in this spot to actually limit them. And especially with Desmond Bane down there in the paint, which he don't get a lot of credit for, right? Desmond Bane is one of the better defenders in the NBA, all right? And so now when Memphis is driving down there, as long as you don't get in foul trouble, they should be all right in terms of covering that one. So that's for 3 teams right there. I do got 3 player props for you. I do like Bogdanovich from the Detroit Pistons over 2.5 3-pointers. I do like that for a play. Even though Bogdanovich, last year, if you look at his season, he was one of their, on a nightly basis, if he's not their top guy, he's at least second or third in terms of their rotation, in terms of their minutes, in terms of production, right? So with his injury and him coming back, he's been playing really well. And if anybody's going to shoot threes for the Detroit Pistons, as I said, it's not like they don't give effort. If anybody's going to shoot threes for the Detroit Pistons, I do like Bogdanovich for over his 2.5 3-pointers. Back to the Rocket game, Jalen Green. I believe that he have enough opportunity tonight with the Rockets. I just talk about their defense that they're going to play. I do believe that Jalen Green plays enough in terms of contributing, sharing the rock, passing it to his teammates. So I do like him over his 2.5 assists on the line, right? Giving myself at least a 60% chance of cashing that play. So I believe that he stays out there long enough, avoid enough foul trouble, and do just enough to actually get us 3 assists, right? And back to the Pelican game for a player prop. I do like CJ McCollum over his 4.5 assists. Now, CJ McCollum, we do know that he came back from a lung injury, but since coming back, you know that he's their point guard. He's their true point guard, right? So he can space the floor in terms of hitting threes, creating shots for his teammates, right? And on occasion, he will grab himself a couple of rebounds as well. So I do like CJ McCollum out there sharing the rock, producing for his other teammates, getting everybody involved. So I do like him over 4.5 assists on that one, right? And another one, my last lean that I would have for the Pelican game would be Herb Jones, because he's a guy that's coming off the bench, giving them good energy, getting some steals, crucial steals when they need it, hitting timely shots. So I do like Herb Jones over his 0.5 3-pointers made. That's what they have him on the line for, just regular, right? So to recap the picks, it's basically about 7 of them. We got, 3 teams? We taking the Brooklyn Nets over the Detroit Pistons, the Rockets over Indiana, the Pelicans to beat Memphis in a revenge spot. In terms of player props, Bojan Bogdanovich over 2.5 made threes. Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets over 2.5 assists, and also CJ McCollum over 4.5 assists as well for the Pelicans. And one more player from the Pelicans I do like is Herb Jones to get over 0.5 3-pointers, basically just to make 1 3-pointer. But good luck to you guys, better luck to me. Look forward to seeing you guys. All right.